They are literally subsidized by you and me, the American taxpayer. And how do they reward us? By setting fire to the house built by the American family over 250 years.
I want to go to J.D. Vance here. Nick Sortor posted this. So J.D. Vance hosted the Charlie Kirk Show on the weekend. Just a conservative politician, a vice president, just not playing politics, just laying it out like it is. It's really impressive, and it's what's required in these times. Let's take a look.
There is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There is no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. There is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot to the neck because he spoke words with which they disagree. Did you know that the George Soros Open Society Foundation and the Ford Foundation, the groups who funded that disgusting article justifying Charlie's death, do you know they benefit from generous tax treatment? They are literally subsidized by you and me, the American taxpayer. And how do they reward us? By setting fire to the house built by the American family over 250 years. I'm desperate for our country to be united in condemnation of the actions and the ideas that killed my friend. I want it so badly that I will tell you a difficult truth. We can only have it with people who acknowledge that political violence is unacceptable, and when we work to dismantle the institutions that promote violence and terrorism in our own country.
Yeah, that's refreshing, right? That's not just, milquetoast political. No, that's just spitting out facts. That's just accurately describing reality. Like, you can't have unity with people who want you dead. Like, that's their solution to your disagreement. That's their solution is you have to die, right? Someone whose idea of an open marketplace of ideas is the scattered corpses of their enemies while they stand there alone as a tyrant, you can't work with that person. That person is saying outright, I don't want to be a part of civilization. I don't want to be part of the marketplace of ideas. I don't want a seat at the table. I want everybody else at the table dead. Like, you can't work with that person. That person you can't have a civilization if too many people are like that. I respect free speech for somebody who respects my right. I respect somebody's right to disagree with me if they respect my right to disagree with them. And that's how it used to be. That's how it used to be, right? It's rapidly changing from that. We used to have Western civilization, United States, Canada. Used to just be that people could have different opinions and they would defend the other person's right to have that opinion, even if they hated that opinion. That's changing. We've got a red guard. We've had a new red guard coming out of the universities every year for decades at this point, and they don't want to respect your ideas, right? You give them a seat at the table, they want to kill everybody else at the table. That doesn't work. At some point, Western civilization has to defend itself. If you're a doctor and you support political assassination of the people that you disagree with, okay, well, like you've already told us, you don't want to take part in society. You don't want to take part in civilization. You don't get to be a doctor. The hospital fires you. The hospital fires you. Sorry. But I wouldn't want that person treating me. I wouldn't want a nurse who might take one look at you and decide, that person, is a stereotype of somebody who would disagree with me, so I'll let them die. No, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want a young person to go into a university, lecture, university classroom, and be afraid to speak their mind, which is already happening, by the way, because the professor will fail them if they don't agree with them or accuse them of being a fascist in front of the rest of the class. No, you don't get to play anymore. Sorry. You got to figure something else out, my friend. If somebody will hire you, I'm not saying put them in prison. for cheering on political assassination. I'm saying you don't get to play anymore. And if you're not willing to play by the rules of civilized people, then you just don't. Look, if enough people in your country are revolutionary communists, you're going to end up being a communist too, whether you like it or not. And you're not going to have free speech, and you're not going to have any freedom. So I think what J.D. Vance here just reflects the obvious truth that Western civilization, the United States, needs to protect itself, right? The open marketplace of ideas needs to protect itself. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.